Result in this race as Matthews labours, about to be caught. A brave ride by Michael Matthews as well. Again, such a versatile, brave rider, but he's about to be caught. It's Rafa Majka, the Polish champion, on the front. Sivakov, his job is done.
Yeah, hats off to Pavel Sivakov, Matteo Catania as well, having done his job for Remco Evenepoel's Michael Matthews.
Yeah.
Slightly longer way round, but
he's going to lose even more time on the lower slopes of this climb, but he's just got to not panic and just settle into a rhythm and just see how the race ultimately evolves around him. All he's got to do is not worry about the group behind, just concentrate on trying to get to this the top of this climb as efficiently as possible, and just seeing if he can survive over the other side to give himself a good result in this race as Matthews labours, about to be caught. A brave ride by Michael Matthews as well. Again, such a versatile, brave rider, but he's about to be caught. It's Rafa Majka, the Polish champion, on the front. Sivakov, his job is done.
Yeah, hats off to Pavel Sivakov, Matteo Catania as well, having done his job for Remco Evenepoel's Michael Matthews is the penultimate rider to be caught. And Rafa Majka, in his last ever hour of racing, takes it up. The great Polish domestique, retiring after today's race, which he wants to contribute now with the company of Jay Vine and Tadej Pogačar to another outstanding victory for the outstanding Tadej Pogačar. But they've got to start shredding this peloton. Julian Alaphilippe is there, Remco Evenepoel is there. Pogačar's only got two teammates in front of him though.
Yep.
No Adam Yates, and who's the other missing rider? Isaac Del Toro has dropped a bit further back for now.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. Del Toro is Yates is right further back, so Yates is about 10th in line there.
Yeah, Del Toro's nowhere to be seen at the moment.
Yeah,
he's got the ability, if he's just caught out in terms of positioning. In fact, he's already starting to move his way up. Just got a glimpse of him there, so I don't think we've seen the end of Del Toro yet.
So 8 Ks to the top, 2 minutes and 13. So they need to take back about 15-20 seconds a kilometre. I think that's definitely doable. 2 minutes and 12 seconds is the gap. Ben Tulip just trying to move up there. Richard Carapaz also still there, just in the pink. We wondered how he would go today. It's looking good in that group, but already on the lower slopes of this climb, there's not many left. There's a selection that's clearly being made.
Yep.
Tish Benoot also starting to get dropped in the yellow there.
Yep. Nicolas Prudhomme, one of the two leaders of the Decathlon AG2R team, but Paul Sexas is still there.
Yep. Mikel Landa also there for Soudal Quickstep.
Well placed on the wheel of his leader. We've got Michael Storer and Julian Alaphilippe still there.
Indeed, Alaphilippe is still there. Looks like Sepp Kuss is still there as well. Yes.
Look at Del Toro on the left-hand side of the bunch, moving up alongside Landa now. He was just caught out in terms of positioning there, wasn't he?
I think he was. It was really quite active. Tom Pidcock also was there. Tom Pidcock's about 15th back there, but it was caught out on that approach. It was actually quite bumpy. Quite technical, so rather than get caught up in the melee, Del Toro just dropped back a little bit and has now just slipped into the slipstream of his team leader. It's a superstar contingent at the front of this group now, isn't it? Del Toro just behind the world champion. Alaphilippe, the former world champion, another former world road champion just behind him. It's a who's who now, isn't it, at the front of the peloton.
Two British riders towards the bottom of your screen there. Tom Pidcock on the wheel of Adam Yates, who, a bit like Isaac Del Toro, is moving incrementally closer to the front of the race to do his effort. There he is, Yates coming past Michael Storer, or onto his wheel at least.
Also about 15 or 20 riders left in this group now, as Rafa Majka does what he does best. We're going to miss him in the peloton. Tadej Pogačar is going to miss him. He has a little look round to assess the damage, and he continues to ride in that high torque, low cadence technique. How much longer will he last before it is Jay Vine that takes over? Well, meanwhile, Isaac Del Toro looks relatively easy and looks like he's about to pounce himself. Yeah, they've got so many riches on board that squad, haven't they?
Well, because of who they are, we don't often get to see Isaac Del Toro and Tadej Pogačar race together, and when you see them side by side like that, and Rafa Majka gets a salute from his team leader there as he signs off for the final day in his career. Rafa Majka is done in terms of competitive racing. He'll ride to the finish and he'll enjoy it, or try and enjoy it, as Jay Vine then resets his computer and beds in to do his turn.
Yeah, that was a lovely little moment, wasn't it? A salute there.
Yep.
And Jay Vine on the front. Revelatory year for Jay Vine as well. He's a rider again who's really matured, settled in, and is now a vital component part of this team. Setting that tempo. Lovely fluid pedalling style. Del Toro looking concentrated on the wheel of the man in the rainbow bands, and also looking good there. Remco Evenepoel a little bit further back, trying to assess how Tom Pidcock's doing. He's there.
That's a really elite selection of riders here on the wheel of Jay Vine. Paul Sexas is still there, so too is Richard Carapaz. Tom Pidcock repositioning himself. Landa pulls out, he's done. Carapaz is still there though. Primož Roglic is just beetling away to close that little gap that's opened up to him. Remco Evenepoel, as ever, looking very composed, but now he's all on his own as Roglic, with that high cadence of his, closes the gap to the two riders for Tudor Pro Cycling, including Julian Alaphilippe, who is still there, as well as the Australian Michael Storer.
Yeah, Lenny Martinez is just at the back of this group as well, in the white of Bahrain, are victorious, but Jay Vine is causing some serious damage here. I've almost forgotten about Quinn Simmons out in front of the race. The gap has come down now to 1 minute and 48 seconds, 6.5 kilometres to go, and at this rate, at this pace, he will be caught by the top, and I think there's even more pace still under the hoop. An impressive running by Storer, a touch on the back there from Julian Alaphilippe, and there is your selection. Sexas, the young Frenchman, impressive yet again at the back of that group.
Yeah, Alaphilippe dropping away, or battling to stay there, but maybe not for too much longer, as Roglic, with Bernal on his wheel, does manage to close the gap almost to the elite selection of riders. Kian Uterbrooks and Tom Pidcock, those two young riders, are just the wrong side of a gap that is opening up as Jay Vine, with Pogačar on his wheel, powers away from the rest and up the road towards Quinn Simmons. Great ride from the Aussie.
Yep, Jay Vine looking good. There's a lovely fluidity about his pedalling style. You can just see Julian Alaphilippe on the radio probably giving encouragement to Simmons, and not to Simmons, to Storer, giving him an assessment of what's going on, and basically the race is absolutely detonated behind. But this is one heck of a turn by the double Vuelta stage winner and King of the Mountains back-to-back, out of the saddle again, giving her a bit more interesting positional play here. Del Toro on the wheel of the world champion.
Yep. One to watch. Del Toro's coming under a little bit of pressure, but still looking relatively good. And this is Egan Bernal with Primož Roglic and Julian Alaphilippe. I don't think they were going to be able to get back to that group at the front with Storer and Sexas, the last two riders in this very, very elite selection. But for Tadej Pogačar to have a rider like Jay Vine capable of doing what he's doing at this point in the race is absolute perfection. It's like he's turning it into a computer game at the moment.
Yeah. It's just, I'm just so intrigued about Del Toro. It senses to me that they're just going to set off Tadej Pogačar, and Del Toro are going to try and follow and put two of them up the road. That's what it feels like to me. Otherwise, I think we'd see Del Toro on the wheel of Jay Vine, because when Jay Vine peels off, and I think it's going to be within the next kilometre, looking at his facial expression, that's when Tadej Pogačar will go, and that is when Toro will try and follow. If he can, he will. If he can't, he'll capitulate, and then it's for the rest behind to go. But this is definitely coming towards the end of the effort of Jay Vine, and what an effort. It's been 1:18 now to Quinn Simmons in front.
Yeah, it's almost as if Isaac Del Toro has just been given a role all of his own. You don't have to be a domestique. I've got enough
Follow
of them.
if you want, mate.
I've got enough of them. It's up to you. If you can get yourself onto the podium, try and win it. Why not? Good luck.
Yeah, meanwhile, Egan Bernal was just gone clear of Roglic. Julian Alaphilippe.
Good ride from Bernal, but these riders, not in the same capacity. And there we go, 36.6 kilometres to go. And how often have we seen that before? This time there's not even a semblance of a reaction from Remco Evenepoel. He has learned that he doesn't try and respond to Tadej Pogačar, who is in full flight already, ripping the head off this race. 5.4 kilometres from the top of this climb, and in an instant, he was gone. And it's that simple for Tadej Pogačar. As Isaac Del Toro drops to the wheel of Paul Sexas, Michael Storer with Evenepoel, as ever, in this role that he is so accustomed to, with all these other podium contenders simply on his wheel. Remco Evenepoel has been there and done that.
Yeah, you saw Remco swing over and offer it up to somebody else to take up the pacemaking. It's just amazing how much of a gap this man can open up in so little time. It's the ridiculous amount of power he is able to generate this deep into the race, and has already put a handful. It's more than 3 seconds the gap, that is for sure. It's gone out to about 10 seconds, and that's under a minute now. 5.2 kilometres to go. Remember, let's not forget, we've still got Quinn Simmons at the front of this race, but Tadej Pogačar, after being set up not for much longer, has ripped this race apart. He's got a bridge across the American, and that information will of course be fed back to Quinn Simmons, who might, it's a difficult one for Simmons. Does he ease off now and hope that he can regain the wheel? Because at the last part of this climb, we need to remind you at home, is even steeper. The last 2 kilometres of this climb are just under 10%.
No, for Simmons, he's just got to go as hard as he can for as long as he can.
Yeah.
It's a question of how you're going to get beaten today.
He's looking at a podium spot now, though, Ned.
Yeah.
He's looking at a podium spot. Some brave ride. He's been on the front foot, and nobody else could reply.
No one tried.
And this time it's a rather unorthodox out of the saddle effort from Tadej Pogačar.
Old school.
But what a ride.
Pogačar. Yeah.
Great ride there by Jay Vine.
Well, he's made the big difference there, didn't he?
And then, bang. Look at that. Clearly, still riding within himself. There's not even a grimace. It's just extra power that he has on tap. And just to notice that little look down at his front wheel from Remco, I haven't got it. And he's one of the best riders of his generation. There we go, 20 seconds he's put into them in about a kilometre and a bit.
Flying up this mountain. Quinn Simmons looks around, might even glimpse that white jersey with the rainbow bands already. Rainbow bands, don't forget that he is worn as a junior world road race champion, going back a few years to 24-year-olds. But yeah, Simmons, well, as you rightly say, if he plays his cards right here, he has got a chance of getting himself on the podium.
Yeah, if he can just ride, well, of course, I'm telling him what to do. He can ride a slight within himself. It's daylight now, utter daylight.
Difference in the body language between the tiring Simmons and this man.
Yeah. He's romping up this climb. He's probably doing the best part of 5 or 6 kilometres an hour quicker than Quinn Simmons. He's absolutely motoring, Ned.
Well, in preparation for Lombardia, he broke his own Strava King of the Mountains record on this very climb, and he's at it again. That record that he set only the other day might just be about to be broken once more. Yeah,
it's incredible. Just look at the numbers here. Some of those are a little bit off, but yeah, definitely riding at around 390, 420 watts or something like that. Meanwhile, this is the group behind. Remco Evenepoel leading. The prodigiously talented Paul Sexas of France there in second wheel. What a year Michael Storer has had there. And then Isaac Del Toro lurking dangerously on the back wheel. You do wonder what Del Toro's got up his sleeve, whether it's at or near his limits. I'm sure he could have gone, if he could have gone with his team leader, he would have done. But right now, he's got all the rights in the world to sit here.
No one could have gone with Tadej Pogačar.
No.
Possibly totally. Eddie Merckx?
Eddie Merckx, maybe.
Might have been able to respond. This is the Roglic group, is it the fourth? Yeah, this is a group already at 1:42 to Quinn Simmons and over 1 minute and 15 seconds down on Tadej Pogačar. It's happened in the blink of an eye.
Well, I tell you what, with 3.9k to go to the top of the climb, Simmons is going to get caught by Pogačar, looking at the rate that Pogačar's riding at, but Simmons might go over the top in second place and be in front of that group with Evenepoel. So Quinn Simmons, what a bold role. Whatever happens is a little attack from Lenny Martinez now to try and bridge across, but this group at 1:42 down on Simmons. But Martinez, especially with the steep gradient still to come, that is a big move by Martinez.
Yeah, a young Frenchman going off the front and a much older Frenchman trying to respond, Julien Alaphilippe. You can see the difference there. Lenny Martinez, a very sprightly attack from him, and he could be a factor to complicate the battle for the medals. But that's all that's going to be available in Lombardia unless something really untoward and unexpected and unfortunate happens to Pogačar, because the legs are there once more, and Tadej Pogačar is at it again. This is truly historic.
Yeah,
you look back on these and that's how quickly he's got across to Quinn Simmons.
It's just a different level, it really is. Just look at visibly you can just see how much quicker he's riding, and Quinn Simmons is doing a heck of a ride. Quinn Simmons isn't losing that much time to the Evenepoel group, just a few seconds, and holding the group with the likes of Primož Roglic, Tom Pidcock there. So this is one heck of a ride, but it's almost incomparable to the ride that Tadej Pogačar is doing. The speed, the power that this man is able to generate deep into a race is completely and utterly unrivaled. He is peerless at this level, Ned.
Well, he's removed himself from the rest of them over the course of the last couple of years entirely. He's in a different category. He's in a different bike race, and that's precisely what Quinn Simmons must be thinking now as this white jersey with the rainbow bands comes flashing past him. He's always got to ignore Pogačar, who might just pause for it. No, not even.
Will he look?
He looked round. Hey,
he might say, come on, mate. I think that was a little bit. Come with me if you want. He didn't attack him.
No.
He just get onto the wheel.
But he will be easing up a little bit here. So that's interesting. Pogačar invested a lot in those first 2 kilometres, and even he is just easing up a little bit. He must have eased up, otherwise Simmons wouldn't be able to hold his wheel.
Yeah, I think he'll just wind it up now. I think what Pogačar acknowledges is the effort that other riders put in. And so you won't gift anything, but it's an acknowledgement. It's like, get my wheel, mate. Do you know what? I'll tell you for a bit. I'll drop you on the steep bits, but I'm going to help buy you a bit more time to get on the podium.
It's in his gift.
It's in his interest.
It's in his gift as well. He's just in such a position of total domination in this race. He can do what he likes.
But also, he knows that how brave a move that is to be the first attacker still out in front. That's a nod of acknowledgement of a job well done, of a really bold bit of riding by the American. Looks good as well, doesn't it? US champion, world champion, off in front. This could be one of the biggest single day. Oh, and Simmons is now gone, and Pogačar still seated.
I don't know if Pogačar even knows that he's dropped Simmons, but I mean, that's no concern of his. He offered Simmons the opportunity of a ride there, but Simmons just could not understandably hold the wheel for very long.
No.
And off he goes again. And that was a remarkable statistic that just flashed.